Hello beauties, today we are doing a Russian manicure using my favorite technique, all E-file method. Yep, that's right, no cutting tools at all, using only just E-file and drill bits. So let's get into it. So as always, I start by spraying an antiseptic on my client's hands and also on my gloves. I feel even if the client already washed their hand before sitting down at the table, this step is still super important, especially here in New York City. You know, the subway, the city, if you know, you know. So next, I go straight into removing the previous gel polish. And by the way, look at how beautiful is this set held up. I did this manicure 4 weeks ago, and even within probably even 5 weeks. So even with the nails being so long, the gel stayed on so well. No liftings at all. But this time my client decided she wanted to cut the length down, which is a little sad. We've been growing these nails out for a while. So instead of removing the gel first and then shortening them, I do both at the same time. So why we should waste time by removing the old product and then just to file the length after? I'm gonna do first removing the length and then removing the product. By combining these two steps, we're gonna save a lot of time and effort. And for removal, I'm using a green carbide bead in a flame, like a tree shape for the removal. I love using this bead for removal. It's one of my favorite because it lets me cleanly remove product and also get closer to the side walls without hurting the client's skin. Later, I'm gonna use the same bead for thin out the natural nail underneath the hard gel. And now we are moving to the cuticle work. So I gently push the cuticles back with an orange stick. I always do this very truthfully because it makes a huge difference in how clean and precise the end result will be. And for today, I'm gonna skip the baby powder step because my client's skin is super dry. So in this case, it's not necessary at all. So I'm just push the cuticles back and go straight in with my flame bead. This time I'm using a red grit. It's a softener and much safer for thin and delicate skin. Because if I'm gonna use a blue diamond drill bit or more like coarse grit here, it could easily cause a cut, so we avoid that by going gentler. And in all my works, I use a assembly line technique. So what does it mean? It means working down from the left side of all nails first, then switching the machine to reverse mode and working on the right side. So I repeating exactly the same motions on all nails and then doing another motion to also on all nails. It's gonna save you a lot of time. And also remember, always working on this step with a light hand, not pressure at all. It is so important not to thin out the natural nails or damage the side walls. And here I'm working at around 10,000 RPM, but I feel that's more of an advanced speed, so if you're just a beginner, I always recommend going slower to stay more safe. This is what I'm telling to all my students. It's better to take a little bit longer than to make injury in your client. Next, I dust everything off and move to the cutting the cuticles, but not with scissors or nippers. I use a drill bit, a red barrel bit instead of all these cutting tools like scissors or nippers. It's also soft and perfect for clean cuticle removal and gentle polishing at the same time, so we don't have to waste extra time for polishing or cutting for our cutted cuticle after. So we're doing this at the same time. I flip the client's hands to carefully catch and remove the cuticle from underneath. And this way we don't have to waste time polish, like as already said, we don't have to waste time polishing afterward. It's already done in one go. Okay, and once the cuticles are done, I wipe off all the dust and cleans the nail plate really well with a 70% alcohol. I don't use a primer in my system, in my manicure. I don't want to dry out the nail unnecessarily, and because of that it's super important to fully remove any oil from the nail surface. And now I'm applying a layer of rubber base coat. It should be a thin layer, but not too thin. It needs to be just enough to act as a cushion between the soft, flexible, natural nail and the hard material, the hard gel we're about to apply. The rubber base is served for us what keeps the nail from breaking if there any pressure or impact. And meanwhile, my client is still deciding which shade of the red she wants to go with, which is totally fine. And now we are move on to the strengthening step with a hard gel. Today's work I'm gonna use the iron hard gel from P&B brand. It's a bottled version, not like in a jar, which I love because it already has a brush and it's super convenient to work with. But the gel still have all features of the hard gel, so it's really convenient to work. Okay, and now I remove any adhesive layer, like slippery layer from the hard gel. And suddenly my client changed her mind again and she wants her nails even more shorter. I filed them down with a drill bit almost to the fingertips. And she decided to still keep a round shape, not almond. This time, like, it's impossible. There's just not enough land. And here's also a quick tip for you guys. I'm always share with my students. So remember, if the free edge is shorter than the nail bed, you can't do almond. The proportions won't be right. So just explain this clearly to your clients when they ask for certain shapes, which is impossible due to the length of the nails. Okay, and I double check that all nails match in shape and length. Then clean up the underside of the nails to thin out remove the natural nail underneath the hard gel. Now it's time for the color. We're going with this beautiful red after much debate. And I applied the color in two coats. First coat goes close to the cuticle but not under it. And here's why. We already have a rubber base and hard gel underneath, then 2 layers of color, and then a top coat. Just imagine a thickness of all this coating. It's gonna be already 5 layers near the cuticle, which is not okay. And just imagine how bulky it's gonna be once the nail will grows out. So to avoid that, I keep the first coat just a bit away from the cuticle. It's gonna be close to the cuticle but not under. And then bring the second coat and top coat under the cuticle. So it's gonna be only 3 layers, like rubber base, the second layer of the color gel and top coat, just 3 layers. And this makes everything looks more natural and seamless. Okay, and finally we seal it all with a top coat. I'm gonna leave a link for this top coat, guys, because I'm not tired of talking about how the beautiful and shiny this top coat. And I said this in the previous video that all my clients, even someone who is working hard with their bare hands, I have also some girls who's working in the medical field. They wearing the gloves a lot, they washing their hands a lot, they sanitizing their hands a lot, and the top coat, the shine from this top coat, is still look beautiful even after 4 weeks. Just don't forget the key here is to cure it properly. I do cure this top coat while I'm working, like hand by hand, and then have the client cure the top coat for an extra full minute. I'm asking them to put full 2 hands in the lamp to make sure everything sets properly. And that's it. Our Russian manicure is done. Just look at this gorgeous result. I finish it by applying some foaming cream to hydrate the skin, and as I said before, this client have a super dry skin, also cuticles, so it's really a must-have for that fresh, healthy finish. And again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon in the next video. Stay beautiful. Bye!